I got a message recently from a local business owner, and it was something I haven't seen in a long time. I thought the practice was extinct, but I guess not. It was about sending bulk BCC emails, and I think it's worth making a video to put that to bed. Okay, to the uninitiated, the practice of sending BCC emails was a thing many years back. Let's say you had like 30 people and you wanted to reach out to them and say basically the same thing. You just email yourself and BCC everyone else. Simple, right? Yeah, it's simple, and that's the problem. I'm not going to get into the benefits of using an email platform like MailChimp to track opens and clicks. Not in this video, I'll save that for an upcoming one. Instead, I'll talk about the content of the email and what you sacrifice by taking that BCC approach. The problem is in its simplicity. In order to say the same thing to that many people, the message becomes pretty generic. You're missing out on the benefits of leveraging some basic psychology. Let's say you've received an email from someone you don't know, but it mentions your interests in like fly fishing or learning the mandolin, whatever weird stuff you do in your free time. It mentions you by name. It talks about stuff you wouldn't expect in a marketing email. It immediately gets your attention. And while you may ultimately junk it, you'll remember it. When the next email comes in, you've remembered that sender. You take a bit more time to read the email, and once again, boom, it talks about you as an individual. Over time, you get more and more connected to this sender in a weird, not so logical way. In his book, The Happiness Hypothesis, social psychologist Jonathan Haidt presented a great way to understand how the logical side of the brain and the more emotional side of the brain coexist. And this is critical for understanding personalization, branding, and marketing in general. Haidt illustrates the concept of an elephant and its rider to represent the human mind, with the more emotional right side of the brain represented by the elephant and the logical, rational side as its rider. Haidt's analogy posits that the rider is logical and therefore looks at the world in a more logical way, the way many of us think we're driven to make decisions. However, the emotional elephant is really the one in control. If the rider wants to stop and the elephant wants to move, then guess what? They're moving. This type of behavior can be seen in the purchasing and behavioral choices we make in our lives every day. You know logically that you should exercise, hydrate, moisturize. You probably shouldn't have popcorn for breakfast, whatever. But unless you're emotionally invested in doing so, you probably won't change your behavior. That elephant is not going to budge. To bring that back to the BCC email marketing concept, if you're trying to email a ton of people at once, 40, 50, 50,000, it can be very hard to make an emotional, personal connection with your recipients. The more you break that list into smaller segments, if it's like 40 people, just do it individually. Then you can address people differently, focusing on making the emotional connection and appealing to that inner elephant than just trying to attract the rider who ultimately has far less control. You'll also do a much better job of standing out among the flurry of junk emails we get every day. In a nutshell, sending out email blasts by BCCing a handful of people is woefully ineffective. Take the extra time to connect more personally, and you'll be amazed at how much more powerful your messages are. So that's personalization, and how you can use that in your day-to-day marketing to build relationships and get more out of the time that you're putting in. And if you like the video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.